Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to VMware's VMworld code session. Right, today we are going to discuss about the rapid application development. Let me share my screen. Okay, all of you can see the full screen. So weak.
Yes, Mukund, you are good to
Okay,
go.
okay, good, very good. Hey, thanks. So yeah, as I mentioned, welcome to VMware's code and at VMworld, right? We are going to discuss today rapid application development using VMware and open source tools and platforms that we are using in VMware IT. So yeah, let's begin. So a disclaimer, just want all of you to have a quick look at the disclaimer. Right, this is very essential that I display this and also make you comfortable and read it also. Okay. So today's agenda, we will look at what is rapid application development, what is the difference between agile and rapid application development, and how both in conjunction are going to help us. We'll look at the benefits of benefits and framework, high-level platforms, and we will look at the CDTO MAP. CDTO MAP is nothing but the Chief Digital Transformation Officer's modern application platform that we have built, and open source platforms details we will provide. And last but not least, we will also provide a quick demo as how we can provision the required platforms and databases and software tools, and using that, how can you develop your applications on a rapid phase. Okay, so before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Mukund. I am part of VMware IT from close to 9 years working in VMware and 25 years of experience in the IT industry. Passionate about innovation, technology, knowledge management, process, and people development. And in terms of hobbies, I like to play golf and go for a long drive. Okay, Savik, a quick introduction about yourself.
Thank you, Mukund. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shovik Mandal. I am currently associated with VMware and working as a SaaS engineer. I am very much passionate about technology and different cloud-related systems, and specifically around cloud migration of products as well as of artifacts. That's a very brief introduction, and we will carry forward from here on. Back to you, Mukund.
Okay, thanks, Savik. Okay, so let's jump into what is rapid application development, right? Again, rapid application development is there in market or in the industry from last 30 years. As you can see on your right-hand screen, right? 1991 rapid application development was proposed and followed by, it has been going through a lot of changes, and Scrum was introduced, and later point of time, Agile was introduced. The point that I'm trying to make at this point of time is why we are discussing things which were discussed maybe 30 years back. As all of you know, right, I don't have to re-emphasize about the current situation that we are going through, this COVID situation and a pandemic that we are going through, right? This has pushed a lot of companies, or almost all companies, to start looking at digital transformation, right? And when you say digital transformation, they have to look at how they can make sure their you can say legacy applications are converted into the CNA or modern applications, or the new applications that they are building are capable enough to run on the clouds. So they need to look at the rapid application development for sure, because the time is crucial. I mean, the moment you have the idea in your brain, you should be in a position to quickly develop a tool or software and put it onto the cloud, or run it and keep it ready for the for the consumption. Okay, so so this is the brief about the what is rapid application development. Let's look at what are the differences or differences between agile and rapid application development. These are the very high level differences between agile and RAD. But the point that I want to emphasize is the last but one. I will not go through the entire list. In agile, we generally try to have like face-to-face conversation, right? It is preferred. But in terms of rapid application development, there is no option or there is no opinion regarding the location of the team, and that is perfectly which is required for our current situation that is there. We have distributed teams, we can say, working across the globe 24/7, and that is something that is very crucial at this point of time, and that makes rapid application development the need of the hour. Okay. So let's deep dive. Maybe, yeah, Souvik, you want to go ahead with the benefits?
Thank you, Mukund, for setting up the agenda.
Yep.
Moving forward from why rapid application development is required, what exactly is rapid application development? As Mukund mentioned, it's building out simple blocks of code which can be reused, reiterated, and that can be built out as simple prototypes or prototypes, which can be demonstrated to end users. Faster feedback can be involved in the decision making phases as well as in the design phases, and that eventually releases a fine nurtured product. Why rapid application development is being followed or aggressively pursued within VMware? It helps us in a very large scale distributed system design to accommodate multiple changing requirements, have proper feedback from the users, integrate them, improves the productivity both for the developers as well as for the end users. It reduces the completely developmental time, and definitely it helps us to encourage more customer feedbacks. And with multiple systems being integrated, be it cloud-related systems, be it legacy systems, this is the perfect model which can suit for all the scenarios that a developer or that a system can come across. Can we go to the next slide?
Yeah.
How in VMware we are following rapid application development? This starts with data modeling. And this is part of our business process and data processing. Once data models are ready, then we move ahead with refining, building, and demonstrating these data models, which are cultivated into a simple prototype. These prototypes are constantly tested across different environments, instances, which we call across developmental phases, testing phases, user acceptance testing. After these get implemented into the production, and then it goes ahead with integration with VMware products or with different VMware cloud services. Then again, this loop reiterates. Once we receive feedback, we build on the, or we develop on the existing prototype and build out newer solutions.
Okay.
Well, this is a very interesting slide. It definitely highlights why or how rapid application development should be pursued. If we start from companies' priorities, definitely digitalization as well as combining on cloud migrations and other journeys should be one of the priorities of the company. If that's the priority, then it comes whether we have the skills and competence within the team to deliver such a rapid application model as well as follow the agile principles. If that's present, then it boils down to whether we have the corresponding correct tools, utilities that are available, which can be leveraged for building out these rapid application frameworks. If that's present, then it comes down whether we are having proper collaboration tools. In this current situation where we are spread across different geos, how easily can a framework be integrated across different teams, different geos, and constant feedbacks can be provided on the prototype. Last but not the least, where these platforms need to run. So these will be built, run, and managed using different VMware products, or it could be equivalent open source products that are available in the market. Okay, so how in VMware we are achieving rapid application development and where exactly it starts. So it starts from a developer's machine or a developer's local machine. Where we see this inner loop, this translates into a local developmental environment where a developer is constantly having access to a personal customized environment where development is happening on a regular basis. Prototypes are getting built out. These prototypes are then chained back into the dev instances where we call it as a shared developmental instance. Inside this shared developmental instance, it does not only contain the local developer changes, it even contains a plethora of other changes which are relevant to that specific prototype. These are integrated in these shared environments. Now connecting this inner loop to the outer loop, where we see before we go to the production environment, this reaches out the corresponding a central control, you can say, where we have a common policy in place through which a shared dev environment can be leveraged and can be put across onto a production environment, which means we don't have to reinvent the wheel in each and every instance. It's simply as passing the baton in a relay race. And once that's ready for production, we are live and these integrations are ready to be consumed. And every time a feedback comes into the loop, this again goes through the same cycle of using it in the shared dev instance, then following it up through the production instances. Move to the next one.
Okay, sure.
Well, this is a highlight of our VMware product portfolio, how we are achieving rapid application development, what are the different tools that we are using, which platforms we are using to run different frameworks. If we start with managing this entire infrastructure or managing this entire module, we have different in-house VMware products, the VMware Tanzu suite of products, which are primarily VMware Tanzu Application Service, VMware Tanzu Kubernetes Grid, which is a K8s-based solution. These form the core of our application developmental infrastructure. How we are building applications, we have different use cases, and different use cases necessarily need different types of solutions which needs to be integrated with. For few of them, we use in-house Spring Cloud-based services or Spring Cloud solutions. We even use TAC or Tanzu application catalog for building our solutions. Now, once your solution is built, everybody will be interested to observe the solution and monitor the solution. Yes, here too, VMware products are available in the market. We have Tanzu Mission Control, VMware vRealize Login Site, Tanzu Observability by Wavefront, which all these three tools gives an end-to-end monitoring for the application that is deployed, be it dev instance, be it a testing instance, be it a production instance. Well, when all these things are in place, a management cluster is also governing this. With a build manage scenario, now we have different applications which form, in this example, like our in-house ticketing application systems, customer connect systems, which many of our users will definitely be familiar with. Even the ongoing VMworld is running on a platform on a solution which is based out of this VMware Tanzu suite of products. And definitely there are many other products which are within VMware that are using these solutions.
Okay, thank you.
Well, this is a comparison with what VMware uses in the day-to-day developmental frameworks.
VMware IT. Yeah.
VMware IT, definitely, Mukund, yes, it's a VMware IT using in the developmental framework. So when we have a code which is ready to be deployed, definitely that it comprises of 4 different phases, which is infrastructure, then release platform, code security platform, and last but not the least, the monitoring platform. So for infrastructure, we are using Tanzu Kubernetes solutions as well as Tanzu application services, which is running on a Cloud Foundry-based solutions. In release platforms, we are having VMware CodeStream, Concourse as our primary solution engines that are running. Similarly, we have the code security platforms like VMware Carbon Black. Monitoring platforms, we have a plethora of them like VMware vRealize Login Site, VMware Tanzu Observability, and API level monitorings are also in place. What we see on the right side of the screen is the equivalent open source product which are available, and users can use them if they are not on the VMware-based solution. Shall we move to the next one? Thank you. Well, these are so when we were connecting that loop, what are the hierarchy that are required to build out a rapid application framework? We need developmental utilities and tools. What is followed in VMware IT across front end, back end? These are few solutions that are being used to connect to a front end and back end. We have the middleware-based solutions. And collaboration, we have different documentation and knowledge-based articles management systems. And collaboration tools are there, and definitely developmental tools are there, where even VMware-related products are also available in the open market, like Springfield Suite is one of the example of them.
Yeah, and we use both, right? The CDDO platform as well as open source. Yeah,
that's true, Mukund. Yes, that's very, very true. So this brings to a very interesting phase. Should we go for a low-code solution? And if we go for a low-code solution, then how rapid application development can be achieved?
Each quarter, 2 point.
Sorry, was that a question?
No, I think somebody was speaking. Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how internally within VMware, we are managing code bases as well as delivering this rapid application development, and how it's benefiting us. So a benefit of a low code based system is it offers several advantages. It's easy to manage, easy to change according to the business needs. You can integrate it with different systems, be it cloud based solutions, be it legacy systems which are in place. It adds to low code, it aids in the fighting shadow IT. It even promotes a faster delivery of the products, and definitely it has a low risk and high return on investment of this on this solution. With this is the way forward for any business transformation which wishes to scale at a very aggressive pace and still have customer feedback looped in each and every iteration cycle of the developmental phases. Shall we move?
Okay, sure.
We'll not go through each and individual tool items which are present over here. These are more or less the landscape of open source tools that are present, which are equivalent, which can be used for developing rapid application frameworks. VMware uses our in-house VMware products to deliver, as well as these are the equivalent which users can look out for.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, thanks, Avik. So
Back to
yeah,
you,
let's.
Mukund.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Avik. So I think, yeah, I mean, this slide you might have seen in various forms and shapes, but I will just quickly run it through all of you. Right, as you can see, the velocity of the application development drastically increases from your traditional to infrastructure as service to containers to PaaS to fast, right? So basically, developers' responsibility lies with only the data and function. And what I'm trying to emphasize here is how does this Bitnami and tag fits into?
On the FSA.
Sorry. I think somebody's speaking. Okay, so how the tag or Bitnami fits into this and how VMware IT is utilizing the tag and Bitnami, we will try to quickly show you. And at the end of the session, we will also look at how you can rapidly develop any application from scratch as soon as possible. Okay, so let's begin. So let me start with our quick demo that we have planned for you. Okay, so as you have seen, right, so we have mainly two platforms that the VMware IT is using. So let me log in, right? So we have a cloud native application self-service platform portal that is available for our IT developers. Once they log in, they are presented with the TKG and TAS platform. Right here, they can ask for either org into the TAS platform, or they can ask for a namespace into the TKG platform, right? So the moment they have required namespaces approved or provision for them, they will be in a position to come to the Cube apps, right? And in Cube apps, again, you can see, right, they will be having a catalog of various open source tools which are curated by Bitnami and Harden, which are available for their development, right? So example, if a developer wants an MongoDB, right? So he can come here and ask for an MongoDB on the fly, right? So basically, he will come, yeah, and with a couple of clicks, right, he will be in a position to deploy the uh, the MongoDB, right, on his namespace. Let's look at now. It will create a namespace example, right? So now you can see here, the moment he has requested for a MongoDB, it has started to spin off the you can say the MongoDB instance on a pod, right? So let's give some 10-20 seconds for the pod to come up, and yeah, and then you can utilize all these software tools which are now been installed onto your namespace, and you can start your development. So let's give one more, yeah, 10 more seconds for this pod to come. Yeah, it will come in another, I think, 10 seconds. Yeah, you can see your pod is ready, and here also you can see your pod is ready. So yeah, the point that I'm trying to emphasize here is, right, as a developer, you don't have to worry about any other things, right? You just come to a self-service portal, ask for your namespace or org, and get going, right? And ask for and install whatever you want on your namespace and start developing. So now Sovik will show how he can create and commerce application from scratch. Yeah, Savik, to you.
Thanks, Mukund. Thanks for setting out the context here. Let me know when my screen is visible to everyone.
Yeah, we can see, yes.
Thank you. So what I'm going to demonstrate today, we saw how infrastructure is getting provisioned on the fly. So this is a VMware commerce platform or the cloud services platform. What I'm going to demonstrate here, how easily a user can be onboarded on this platform. And with this onboarding, what exactly runs in the background. So this is a generic onboarding, a user onboarding form that we have where the user related details are being captured. So let's see how we are achieving this. So to start with, this is a tool, or this is a Spring Tool suite, which is provided by VMware. This is available in the open source. This is used for developing different applications. It could be Spring Boot applications. It could be different sort of different flavors of Spring Boot applications that can be developed. So how VMware is achieving faster developmental progress. This is a Kubernetes-based solution. So where the core part of the solution starts with how the deployment YAML file is configured. So here I will show you a very simple deployment YAML file for this application, where we see, let's take here, starting from this demo application that we are showcasing. We have specified how many replica sets of this Kubernetes-based application needs to run. It's currently running with one. It can be configured to run with more than one. It could be two, it could be three. Where it even specifies how the containers are going to be set up, which image it needs to find out. We have specified location. These are the Artifactory locations. Then we specify what's the resource requirement. This application is running with a 0.5 gigs memory and a 500 M of CPU. It has limits, like it can total 2 gigs of memory as well as 1000 M of CPU. It can even be reconfigured based on our scaling requirements. Then these are different Kubernetes-based constructs, like based on which an application will be registered, the liveliness checks, the readiness checks. So these are quite centralized or common YAML notations that can be reused in each and every application prototype that we develop. With this, we will show you how VMware is achieving this abstraction of the controls. So where we started,
IT.
VMware IT, yes,
Yeah.
Thanks for again pointing. So where we started, that a user is getting onboarded. So that starts with a user controller. So here, a registration mapping is present, which accepts different information or different personal information of the user. Once this is intercepted by the user controller, this request is then forwarded to a specific service class. In the service class, let's go inside the service class. So this service class performs different operations, starting from creating a user, read operation on a user, updating a user details, possibly again deleting a user. So the different CRUD operations can be handled within this abstracted layer, where we see over here, a simple class takes care of whether I need to load a user, whether I need to add a new user, or I need to update a user details. Once this is in place, this transfer of control happens towards the implementation class. In the implementation class, let's open the user service implementation. So here, where we are inserting a new user, we are adding account information. This is again an abstract function that we have, where we are adding different user information that was initially provided through that form-based input system. And then we are saving it in the backend database, just like what Mukund demonstrated. On-the-fly MongoDB was created. Similarly, we can store these details on any data resources or databases that we have. Now, what is the modularized concept that VMware has? There is something as a VMware Clarity, where design functions are already present for developing UI or UX related components. Here, this is a Clarity design site which I'm showcasing. This is managed by VMware. Here, different examples are already available according to users' need or users' requirement. These are reusable constructs, so we can use it according to our prototypes that we are developing with bare minimum changes that are required. So you are getting everything in a plate. You just need to organize according to your necessities or according to your specifications. With this, does this even control the security aspect? Yes, we are using VMware Carbon Black integrated within our solutions. Let me open security as one of the classes. So we have different, so this is a security class where we have different session configurations, then model view controller configurations, then security initialization classes that are present. And these can be integrated with any VMware solutions, like VMware Carbon Black being one of them, through which we can monitor, and we can even find out how these applications are behaving in the runtime and whether there are any security glitches on that. But it brings us to a very short demonstration of how VMware is achieving end-to-end scalable, VMware IT is achieving end-to-end scalable solutions that can be rapidly developed and propagated to production instances. We'll open up the floor here. Back to you, Mukund.
Yeah, thanks, Savik, for the details about how we can rapidly develop the prototypes or applications, cloud native applications using Clarity and build it from scratch within no matters. Yeah, so we'll open the floor for any questions. If anybody has any questions, we would like to answer them.
I got a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Go ahead.
Where would you start if you would want to move from a traditional programming into a rapid deployment?
Yeah, so there are three aspects, right? So basically, if you have traditional development and you want to move to rapid application development, right? Definitely, I think we definitely need to have the platform which is capable enough to support the rapid application development. As we showed earlier in the slide, let me also bring it up. So unless and until we have, you can say, the platform which supports the rapid application development, we will not be in a position to start this rapid application development. So basically, this is the platform that we have built, and again, right, this is as in point of time, which is available for our developers, VMware IT developers, to develop the applications. This we have evolved from 2014, right? We have started with our Docker journey, and then we invested into the Docker host, and then we have invested into the Tanzu application service, which was earlier called as the PCF, and then latest we have from last 2 years we are using the Tanzu Kubernetes Grid, right? So all this framework, I think definitely somewhere we need to start thinking of it and start building it, which will definitely ease or make it make the developers enable to start working rapidly on the application development side. Yeah, and Souvik, you want to cover some points from your side for how we can transition? Yeah.
If we go to slide number 9, where we have that framework of the priority, this also attributes to the question that was asked over here. Where to start from, we definitely need the platform. And once we have the platform, we need to have the competence and different skill sets and different tools available, which can be leveraged to achieve the solution, or when we are moving out from a traditional system or a legacy system into a microservice-based deployment or into a cloud-based migration.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, and again, I think maybe extension to what Souvik said, right? So developers should be in a position to have their own personal development environment on their laptops, or you can say shared dev environments, which should be rapidly provisioned so that they can utilize those shared environments. And marketplace and production environments has to be capable enough to provide the rapid application development. Okay, any questions? Any other questions?
I see there is a question on the chat.
On the chat? Okay.
Yes.
You want to read out for all of us?
Is there a complete turnkey solution for modern rapid application development? This is asked by Brian.
Okay. Yeah, so I think turnkey, I mean, high level blocks we have anyway highlighted, right? What all needs to be available for rapid application development. It all start with your platform. You need to make sure that you have a right set of platform tools available for developers. And again, as we described in subsequent slides, what are the tools that we are using in VMware CDTO or IT organization. and what are the open source equivalent are available. I mean, it's not that we are only using this set of tools. We also use the open source set of tools. And again, for your full stack development, right, from front end till your databases backend, right, all the tools which are available for VMware IT developers, and similar tools are also available from open source. You can use any of those combination of VMware tools or open source tools. And again, I will emphasize to utilize the Bitnami catalog, which helps us, or tag platform, or Bitnami images, which are like hardened, ready to use for enterprise applications. Okay, so we are on top of our hour. If any other questions, quickly we can take one or two questions. No?
We have an interesting question on the chat. Will
Yeah.
CDTO be packaged as a solution?
Okay. Yeah, so I think, yeah, that's a very interesting question. Maybe I think we CDTO being, you can say, backend team, right? We will not be in a position to package this, but definitely you can reach out to your sales team, and we can engage the PSO team, and we will be in a position to show this to your own IT team, and they can also build, and our PSO team can also help them to build this such platform in your landscape, IT landscape. Okay, that's a good question. Any other question? Okay, if nothing to be discussed, I think, yeah, we can wrap up, and have a nice day to all of you.